So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a Kahok. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's a little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm about my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the chief and crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right, now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, all the boys,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening, everyone, and welcome to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. I'm Todd Duke. We're here because, well, it is time for some high school boys volleyball action. Your Collinsville Kahawks, their second ever Southwestern Conference matchup, they play host to the Edwardsville Tigers. And again, my name is Todd Duke. Welcome in to the pregame show brought to you tonight by Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center. That is just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call, 343-3602, or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. We are on a little bit late today as a result of the Edwardsville school district having a little bus issue with the teams getting them out here for this game. So everything got started just a little bit late. It was supposed to start at 4:30. Ended up getting started a little bit after 5 o'clock, about 10 minutes after 5 o'clock the JV game did. And your Collinsville Kahawks won the JV game. 25-21 was the first score. And they were down 14-7 at one point in that game. No, that was the second game. Sorry. Second game was won by Edwardsville, but it was close, 25-23. And as I mentioned, at one point, Collinsville was down 14-7. They came all the way back and had a couple of leads, but then Edwardsville got the best of them. And then the third and final set that was played to whoever hit 15 first, that was won by the JVers from Collinsville, 15-12. So the JVers pick up a big Southwestern Conference victory over their arch rival Edwardsville. Will the varsity team be able to do the same thing? We'll find out. Kahawks were supposed to play a home game on Friday before St. Mary's canceled that game. So they didn't get to play, and they haven't played since we did the Belleville East game last week. So they're coming off of that two-set loss in their very first conference match at Belleville East Thursday night. 25-5 was the first set. That was the same score the JVers had in that matchup as well. So both teams suffered a pretty lopsided loss in their first matches, but both teams came back. But not just far enough in the second match. Varsity lost 25-15, and the JVers lost 25-17. So that loss last week against Belleville East snapped a brief 2-game win streak. So Collinsville comes in under their first-year head coach Mike Nichols with an overall record of 3-2 and 0-1 in Southwestern Conference play. Edwardsville, well, they are coached by their fifth-year head coach Scott Smith. They are 0-2 this year, Edwardsville is. That's right, you heard me. They've only played 2 matches thus far. Scott Smith comes in with a record of 52-26 as he enters his 5th year. Edwardsville 0-1 in conference play. So the Tigers started the year at the CBC, and in St. Louis they play a best of 5. So CBC won 3-1. Cadets took the first set 25-15. Edwardsville got the second set 25-23 before CBC won number 3. 25-14, and a battle in the fourth with CBC coming out on top 26-24. The only other match was Edwardsville's Southwestern Conference opener last week against O'Fallon, and the Panthers won that one in straight sets 25-21 and 25-19. 19, excuse me. Kind of a disparity in games played so far for the Southwestern Conference teams. Belleville East has already played 11 matches, and Edwardsville has played 2. O'Fallon has played 4, Collinsville 5, Belleville West 6, and Alton has played 7, so there's a wide gap between who's played the most and who played the least, and all those that are in between as well. So kind of strange schedule quirk, if you ask me. All right, well, not very many seniors on this year's squad, only 3 of them, but we are going to take our time to interview all of the seniors on all of the teams if we can, and that's no different here for boys volleyball. I had a conversation with my second Josh in a row. Josh Scrum yesterday, Josh Zagorski today. He is the outside hitter for your Collinsville Kahawks, and my conversation with young Mr. Zagorski will be coming your way next on the Kahawk Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number 1 on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA Storage Team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100.
Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months. Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
At Chiropractic Works, our mission is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible without the use of drugs and surgery. We have state-of-the-art testing available to see if we think we might be able to help you with any health issues that you're dealing with. Whether it's neck pain, back pain, headache, sinus, allergies, numbness, tingling, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, knee, or ankle problems, we've helped many people solve these issues without the use of drugs and surgery. If you'd like to get to the root cause of your health problems, feel free to give us a call and schedule a consultation or a new patient exam to see if we think we might be able to help you.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. We're back in Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium tonight for a little boys volleyball action. This is the second Southwestern Conference matchup for your Collinsville Kahoks. Tonight they're taking on the Edwardsville Tigers. And joining us now as we start our process of interviewing some seniors. Don't have very much on this team, that's for sure. I think we have 3 of them. So we'll begin with Josh Zagorski. Since I already interviewed his brother Jacob during hockey season, I figured we'd start with Josh. Second day in a row we've got a Josh. I interviewed Josh Scrum yesterday. Another hockey family. I'm taking it the Zagorskis and the Scrums know each other?
Yeah, I do know Josh. He's in my 7th hour, my math class. Yep.
All right. I know a little bit about your family from my interview earlier with your brother, but let's recap. You tell me about your family and tell me about the sibling rivalry between you and your other 2 brothers and how this all got started for you.
They're my cousins, but yeah. We've always been sort of rivals, I guess you could say, because we have a court in our backyard, right? So we played against each other there in all different sports, soccer. I haven't played hockey. I would have. It's a little expensive, but hockey, volleyball. We played t-ball for a little bit. So yeah, we've just always sort of been rivals and up against each other, I guess.
So you got the volleyball bug in your backyard?
Yeah, we got a sand court in our backyard. Yep, we play there often. Yeah.
All right, tell me a little bit about playing last year when it was only a JV team and how much that prepared you to make this jump to varsity.
It was fun. It was really fun, and learning how to get better because I had played before. I played since 4th grade, but never like at this level, this like speed. So it was really fun getting to learn how to actually play, and so yeah, and it prepared me well. Like you see me now, I played a whole season of club before this. If I hadn't done JV, then I wouldn't have done club.
So the speed is a lot different now, as I was evident myself when I watched you guys with Belleville East the other night. Was that the fastest, most speediest, if you will, team you've seen so far?
This year, definitely, yeah. Yes. Way fast.
All right. Explain the responsibilities of your position. You're an outside hitter, so tell us what that entails.
As the outside, you pretty much have to be able to do everything. So you're starting in the front, you're hitting. You have to be able to put the ball where you want it, hit it right. And then you get moved to the back row, and you have to be able to pass the ball. So it's all important all the way around.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I was like, doesn't the constant rotation every time the serve change put you out of a position that's not outside?
I'm still considered outside, but I just do the jobs of the others and pass.
All right, tell me a little bit about yourself here. Well, this is a little segment I like to call your favorite things. All right, you ready? Eating out at a restaurant. What's your favorite restaurant?
Ooh, I'd have to say I recently went for the first time. It's called Tucano's. It's a Brazilian steakhouse, but it's really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, so I'd say Tucano's.
How about restaurants that we all know the name of?
Red Lobster. I like Red Lobster, yeah.
Good choice. Favorite video game?
Right now, I've been playing a lot of Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone, but all time, I'd have to say Counter-Strike, Global Offensive.
Favorite movie?
That's hard.
Usually is.
Yeah. One of the Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know which one. One of them.
Favorite musical performer or group?
Who? I don't know. I'm gonna have to say, I guess 21 Pilots. I'll go with them.
Cool. My daughter likes them. All right. You were obviously born in the 2000s, so let's take you back to the 1900s. What do you think would be your favorite decade of the 1900s if you can go back in time and visit?
I don't even know. 1930s for no reason. I don't know. Sounds fun.
Babe Ruth.
There we go. Yeah.
All right. This year you are 3-2. Your first Southwestern Conference match didn't go that well with Belleville East. How were the nerves during that game?
I was ready. I was having fun. I knew a lot of the players on the team because of my club season, but yeah, I don't think all of us were focused during that game, so we fell short. Yeah.
All right, you have Edwardsville tonight. Like I mentioned earlier, it's your second Southwestern Conference game. I know you've seen them play before because you guys played the JV team last year. I'm sure you stuck around for the varsity matches as well. What do the Collinsville Cahoks need to worry about as far as Edwardsville is concerned?
I'm not too sure. Last year they were pretty good. They do move the ball a bit faster than most teams, but I think we should be good. They're tall. They're really tall. But yeah.
That usually helps in this sport. All right, final question for you. You're graduating next month, so what is next for Josh Zagorski?
I'm in the Army. I did basic last summer, so I have to go with that for a little bit, but I plan on going to college and playing more. I've got some offers from smaller schools, and I plan on playing there, or a club somewhere. I plan on playing after.
What's your MOS?
12 Charlie, bridge crew member. So.
Didn't think I knew what I was going to be talking about. I was in the Army too. Thanks for the visit, sir.
Yep. Thank you.
Josh Zagorski, outside hitter for your Collinsville Cahoks. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we'll set the starting lineups for both Edwardsville and Collinsville. We'll do that next on the Kahok Sports Network.
At Chiropractic Works, our mission is to help as many people live as high quality of life for as long as possible without the use of drugs and surgery. We have state-of-the-art testing available to see if we think we might be able to help you with any health issues that you're dealing with. Whether it's neck pain, back pain, headache, sinus, allergies, numbness, tingling, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, knee, or ankle problems, we've helped many people solve these issues without the use of drugs and surgery. If you'd like to get to the root cause of your health problems, feel free to give us a call and schedule a consultation or a new patient exam to see if we think we might be able to help you.
The reviews are in. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is a hit in the Metro East. Folks both local and just visiting the area are calling Old Herald Brewery and Distillery a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is located at 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville and is home to one of the only restaurants in the state with their own brewery and distillery that produces some of the best brews and spirits in the industry. And the food? All created by an in-house chef using local ingredients that will please any palate. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville has daily specials for both inside diners as well as offering curbside pickup specials and family size specials. And don't forget to take home a bottle or a growler of beers brewed on site at Old Herald Brewery and Distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville. Check their Facebook page for daily specials, online ordering at oldheraldbrewery.com, or give them a call at 855-8027. The Collinsville Daily News, the new online source for everything newsworthy in and around Collinsville. This news source is designed to be the heartbeat of the Collinsville community and is owned and operated by members that live in this area. The Collinsville Daily News generates their revenue with local support from the community in which they serve and from advertising. They do not charge to read their content, so you'll never run into one of those annoying paywalls. Not only that, but the Collinsville Daily News offers free classified advertising. You have items you want to buy, sell, or trade? It's free to post. Wedding or engagements announcements, as well as obituaries, all free at collinsvilledailynews.com. Plus, they have the content that matters most. Collinsville news you need to know, coverage of Kahok sports, and a keen eye on city news. The Collinsville Daily News also has an event tab that allows you to find out what is going on in and around the region for you and your family, the heartbeat of the community. Helping readers make sense of an increasingly chaotic world. Check them out at CollinsvilleDailyNews.com, on social media sites Facebook and Instagram. The heartbeat of this community is the Collinsville Daily News. First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville and Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville and Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And once again, we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here at Collinsville High School. As you can tell, we have the old camera broke out. The huddle camera has been acting strange all day, so Clay Smith has informed me of that before I even left the house, that I might want to make other plans because it's touch and go. So I figured we just break out the old one, and here we are. All right, let's get things started here. By the way, I do not have stats for either team. Collinsville is still struggling to get their huddle account hooked up due to some, whatever it's due to. They don't have one yet. And Edwardsville, they've only played 2 games, and their head coach told me earlier that after he emailed me their roster that he was going to take a screenshot of his stats and send that to me, and he never did. So I do not have any stats for this game whatsoever. Here are the starters for you. For Edwardsville, right side hitter, number 5, Zach Hoffman. Middle blockers, you have Liam Marsh and John Krecky. Your outside hitters are Jacob Geisen and Evan Reed. Your setter is Wyatt Blunt, and the libero is Tyler Trenka. For Collinsville, your 2 outside hitters are Matthew Falby and our pregame guest Joshua Zagorski. Right side hitter is Tyrone Ely. Your middle blockers are Jacob Zagorski and Carter Hollis. Luke Geisen is the setter here tonight, and the libero is Joey Rauch. No Adam Reiniger here tonight, so that's why Luke Geisen gets the start as the setter. Both teams are out on the floor. Collinsville, of course, the home team. They're in the whites. Numbers in purple, in the front and the back, and the word Kahawks over the tops of their numbers on the backs of their jerseys. And, of course, the only outlier there is Joey Rauch, who has on the purple jersey. For Edwardsville, they have on the black shorts and the orange jerseys. Numbers are in black. And they have Tigers on the fronts of their jerseys and Edwardsville on the backs of their jerseys. And their libero, Tyler Trenka, is wearing a black jersey over his black shorts, so he's the one out there dressed in all black. A couple of updates to tell you about. Kahok softball won 21-0 over East St. Louis. Kahok baseball lost another tough one, 4-3 at Belleville West. Kahawks were up down 3-0, came back and tied it, and then lost it by a final of 4-3. And across the way, Collinsville Lady Kahawk soccer going on. JV game was won 2-0 by Alton, and the varsity game going on pretty much right as we speak. In case you missed the pregame show earlier, JV won here over Edwardsville 25-21. Collinsville won the first game. They dropped the second one 25-23. They were down 14-7 in that contest, though, so they came all the way back and actually took the lead but couldn't hold it and lost 25-23. But they did win the third set 15-12 to win the night. So we're about ready to get underway here. Here is Luke Geisen. Geisen will be back to serve. I have to remember that I have to keep track of the score here. Usually when I'm at home, I'm on the huddle camera, and I don't have to do that. We are underway. Geisen sends it across, and it's picked up over there by Jacob Geisen. Not sure about the relation, just maybe a coincidence on the last name. I'm not really sure. I should have asked, and Collinsville picks up the first point. And we are underway. His mom, Tony, is sitting right down here, and I waved at her earlier today, and I totally forgot that I noticed that earlier, that there was a Geisen on the Edwardsville team. I was going to ask her about that. Here is Edwardsville trying to put it over. It's riding on the net there for a moment, and then a big, strong hit, but nice pickup on the back line there by Falby for Collinsville. He'll take care of another one, pops it straight up. Geisen trying to set it up for Zagorski. He does so. Zagorski gives a little shove over, and now Edwardsville tries to send it back. They do so in the form of Zach Hoffman. Geisen setting it up for Ely. Ely knocks it over with one hand. Back in the backcourt, picked up over there by Reed, and another nice try there by Edwardsville, but they couldn't get it, and that one is over. A little touch by Liam Marsh, and we are tied 1-1. Back to serve. That is Wyatt Blunt, and he serves it to Joey Rauch, and Rauch mishit it. 2-1 in favor of Edwardsville. Another serve coming up for Blunt. So no stats to tell you about. Hopefully we'll get that ironed out here soon as this season goes along, as I need something to talk about. That's too far, and we are tied at 2. Can tell you a little bit about Edwardsville. They started their boys volleyball program back in 2009. That was the same year that Belleville East, Belleville West, and East St. Louis began playing, so they've been at this a little bit longer. 2-2 is our score, and a ball that never quite made it over the net. Collinsville takes the lead back, 3-2. Back to serve again. Here is Joshua Zagorski. Our pregame interview, we appreciate him, and that one hits the top of the net and comes back onto this side. Almost made it to the other side. And a service error will tie things at 3-3. But Edwardsville comes in 0-2. They are the defending Southwestern Conference champions. And a miss hit on the far side sideline by John Carl, who came into the game. We'll give Edwardsville back a lead. We'll tell you a little bit more about Edwardsville's volleyball in just a moment. That's out. A couple of service errors by Edwardsville. And we are knotted at 4 apiece. Back to serve, Carter Hollis for Collinsville. He sends it over. Picked up front by Reed. And then set up, just a little touch over by Marsh. Collinsville keeps it alive, and now Zagorski will send it over. The libero, Schrenka, gets a hand on it. And then a slam. Oh, boy, what a nice block up front that was by both Zagorski and Ely. And then Collinsville gets the point on a nice play on the far side of the net by John Carl. And Collinsville retakes the lead. Served by Hollis. Picked up by Schrenka. Schrenka over onto the side, and a out on the back line. Zach Hoffman had the right idea, but he just hit it just a little bit too hard. And Collinsville has extended that lead out to 2 now. Another serve by Hollis, and it's picked up, moved up front, and into the middle. Good solid hit there by Jacob Geisen, the outside hitter, and Edwardsville gets one of those points right back. 6-5, Collinsville in the lead. Back to serve is Liam Marsh. Marsh sends it across. Zagorski hits it the wrong direction. Wauch saves his bacon, and then Zagorski with a nice job on the back line just to get that over, and then didn't matter anyway as John Krecky got up in the air so high. He almost hit his head on the bottom of the scoreboard sitting over center court. That was some big-time height, and he took advantage of all of it, and that ball went straight down into no man's land. 6-6. Back to serve again is Liam Marsh. Marsh to Zagorski. Geisen sets it up, does so for Jacob Zagorski, and a block back over by Krecky has given Edwardsville back the lead at 1 point, 7-6. Back for another serve for Liam Marsh. They have him listed on the roster as an outside hitter, a right side hitter, and a middle blocker. He does it all. Geisen sets it up for Ely. He'll just tap it over, and it's picked up into the backcourt by Geisen. And a little tap over attempt there by Zach Hoffman goes awry, and Collinsville will get that point back. And it's 7-7. And back to serve again is Joshua. Nope, excuse me. That would be Dylan Brown, who checked into the game for Ely. Brown sends it into the net. Pretty sure that's not how that plan was drawn up. Here is Zach Hoffman. He's back to serve for Edwardsville. And does so, and a dig. Got his hands on it, did Rauch, but it went straight off the wrist and out to the right-hand side. Back to a 2-point lead now for Edwardsville. Another serve coming up here for Hoffman. Hoffman sends it the same direction and the same result, just the opposite way. So 2 straight aces. For number 5, Zach Hoffman. And another miss hit, but this one at least stays alive, and Collinsville gets it over, but there was already a violation called. So Collinsville didn't even get a chance to earn that point. Edwardsville gets it, and it's 11-7. Was back and forth for a while, but now the Tigers have a 4-point lead. Another serve coming from Hoffman, and he serves that one into the net, and that helps Collinsville out a bit. 11-8 in favor of Edwardsville, set number 1. Falby checks back into the game. He'll take the place of Carl. Back to serve is Falby. Matthew sends it across. Picked up by Geisen, moved over onto the side, and down the sideline it goes, but out of bounds off the hands of Evan Reed. Collinsville gets another one back, and the Kahawks a little bit closer now. Falby ready to go once again, and once again it's Geisen that picks it up. And a big setup there, nicely done by Wyatt Blunt. He feeds Krecky, and Krecky slams it home. And it's 12-9 in favor of Edwardsville. Evan Reed back to serve. In the middle, picked up by Rauch. Geisen moves it over onto the far side for Zagorski, and Zagorski slams one down himself. And Collinsville gets that point right back to get back to within 2. Jacob Zagorski goes out, and Joey Rauch, his turn to serve. Serve by Rauch is over. Picked up by the libero. Moved over to the side, and that one was right back at Katie McCarthy, the lady Kahok volleyball coach, who is playing the corner judge over there, and she got that one slammed right into her. 13-10 in favor of Edwardsville. Here comes the serve by Krecky. And Collinsville picks it up, but it spins backwards instead of forwards, and that's another point for Edwardsville. We'll talk things over with Collinsville head coach Mike Nichols in the post-game show. Another serve coming up from Krecky. Got a little knuckle action on that one. Here is Geisen setting it up over on the far side for Zagorski. Picked up over there by Hoffman. Now moved over to the side, and into the middle it goes. A little miss hit there by Jacob Geisen. I think that fooled Collinsville on the other side. They were expecting it to come down at a certain angle with a lot of miles per hour on it, and it was a miss hit, but nevertheless, a point for Edwardsville. 15-10 in favor of the Tigers. Krecky serves one more time, and it's picked up by Falby. Geisen tries to set it up and does so a little bit there to Carter Hollis. Not exactly what he would like, but nevertheless it stays alive, and another too strong of a hit by Zach Hoffman will give Collinsville back a point. Whoop, wrong side. No, they give it to Edwardsville. How'd that happen? All right. There's also a timeout on the court, so we'll step aside as well, and we're back here in just a moment on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, I'm Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us on this Tuesday evening. Every sport in action today in spring sports. Boys tennis, track and field, baseball, softball, volleyball, and girls soccer, all in action. Here it is 16-10, make that 17-10 in favor of Edwardsville. Edwardsville, they began playing, as I mentioned, in 2009 under Andy Bursett. He was their first head coach from 2009 all the way to 2017. Another serve on the way from Krecky. Collinsville picks it up. Geisen sends it over on the second hit, and there's a miss hit, and that's going to go out of bounds, and Collinsville's going to get another point here, and it's going to be 17-11. Bursett had a record of 183 wins and 89 losses 3 times. He guided his team to a regional championship. Smith took over in 2018. Bursett got 2 teams to state in his time, 2011 and 2014, but both times they lost in the quarterfinals. Here is Geisen with a nice pickup. Rauch, he sets it up, and it's sent over by Hollis. Edwardsville, they send it back over on a strong shot that was heading toward the near corner where there wasn't a body. Geisen tried to save it the best he could, but it ends up going the wrong direction, and it's another point for Edwardsville. 18-11. Back to serve is Wyatt Blunt. Blunt sends a strong one over, and that's out. Just barely across the line, but it was out. 18-12. Collinsville gets back to within 6. They need to go on a strong run here, do the Kahawks. Here is Joshua Zagorski, our pregame guest. Sends it over into the far side sideline. It's out of bounds and sent back over, and Zagorski saves it on the back line. Geisen sets it up, and a nice hit over there by Carl. Stays alive for Edwardsville. Another double block up front, and too many hits. Collinsville gets a point. Nice double block by Hollis and Ely. And the Kahawks climb themselves back to within 5. Zagorski back to serve up another one. He does so. Picked up by Geisen. Moved up to the near side, and Hollis tries to get it over. Hoffman. He does. And now Geisen sets it up. Zagorski sends it over. And another setup over here. Double block again. And then pushed back over to the corner, and a nice pickup by Rauch. What a dig that was. Over on the far side now to Carl. Carl gets it down, and Edwardsville almost mishit it, but they save it. Now Geisen moves it up. Rauch, he sets it up for Hollis, and then Zagorski comes in and takes care of it. Reed, he'll set it up over on the near side. Another block by Ely. And this is a nice volley going on here between the two teams, and it's into the net. And a point belonging to Edwardsville. Looks like the referees didn't really have an idea who to give that point to for a moment. 19-13. Edwardsville with the lead. Here comes a serve by Geisen. Picked up by Carl. And now our Geisen moves it over to Ely. Ely gets it over. And a setup to Hoffman, and Hoffman hit it too far. He's been doing that the whole first set. I would venture to guess that's about 4 or 5 times now that Hoffman has hit the ball too hard. Hawks trail by 5. Here is Carter Hollis, who likes the far side sideline for his serves. It's picked up by Trenka, and then out of bounds once again. Collinsville down by 4. Another serve coming up here for Hollis. As he gets the ball back, moves more toward the middle now. And into the back near sideline. Evan Reed takes care of it. Now Hoffman into the net, and he either hits it too far or not far enough. 19-16. Collinsville has climbed back to within 3. Speaking of 3, that is number 3, Carter Hollis, who's still serving. And it's picked up there by Trenka. And set up. and that one probably would have went too far if Hollis would have let it go, but I'm sure he didn't feel that. The sideline was that close to him, and it's a point for Edwardsville, and the Tigers become the first one to hit the elusive 20-point mark. So they'll serve, and here is Liam Marsh. Marsh sends it over, picked up and moved over. Ely, nicely done. Had a little spin going off of that ball when it went over the net. And it spun away from the players that were trying to go for it. So Collinsville picks up a much-needed point and are back to within 3 once again. Here is Dylan Brown. Brown back to serve for the Kahawks. He does so. Picked up by Trenka. And a pushover once again. Hoffman having a rough first set here. That's the second one in a row he's put in the net to go along with the few that he's knocked out of bounds. Collinsville back to within 2. And that's going to be a problem there when you let Krecky get that much height. You know that they are trying to do that every time out is Edwardsville. Doesn't always work, but it did that time. 21-18, Collinsville trailing. Serve coming up from Zach Hoffman. Hoffman into the back to Rauch. Geisen sends it over instead of setting it up. Edwardsville, they do set it up off of a block up front, but down onto the ground it goes, and Edwardsville picks up another point, and they lead 22-18. Hoffman once again back to serve. He does. Near side sideline, and a miss hit there by Dylan Brown. That one went straight up and had some spin on it, and no one could catch up to it before it came down. Timeout on the floor, 23-18 in favor of Edwardsville. We'll take a break as well, and we're back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. My name's Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us, including you, Mr. Alan Sellers. You are very welcome. I always do commentary. It's my gig. Hoffman sends it over. Rauch picks it up. Geisen sets it up. And a little tap over by Zagorski. Hits the mark. That's all that really matters. And Collinsville gets a much-needed point, 23-19. So back to serve, Matthew Falby for Collinsville. And Falby sends it over. Edwardsville. They try to set it up, and they do so. It's off a block. And Edwardsville 1 point away from picking up this first set victory. Evan Reed back to serve for Collinsville. And it's picked up, and Geisen sets it up for Zagorski. Yeah, there you go. That's how that works. Zagorski got some height. Collinsville hits the 20-point mark. They got a long battle back if they want to win this one. And remember, you have to win by 2 points. So if Collinsville could rattle off 5 in a row, they would still need 6. Conversation going on with the judge in front of the scorer's table and Collinsville head coach Mike Nichols. I don't know what's going on. Right now, it looks like they're confused on substitutions. I don't know. All coaches are over there huddled up and talking to the official, and looks like they're trying to send in Malachi Oliver for Jacob Zagorski. Wouldn't think it would be this complicated. Could have taken a commercial break by now. Well, Libero can come in for whoever they want, right? Well, this is awfully confusing. This is awesome play-by-play, isn't it? So now it looks like they are sending in Dominic Vanderite, who wasn't even in the game. Major mass confusion going on here. You know what? I am going to take a commercial break because this is ridiculous. We're back in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Well, I thought we were just about ready to get back to action here. Oh. Well, we've got 6 players on the floor. Are they the right ones? Is that the question everybody's asking? Man, oh man. Hey, there's a little Bronx cheer for everybody getting back together now. All right, now that the band's back together, here is Jacob Zagorski out to serve. And he stepped on the line. That is going to do it for set number 1. That's a hard way to lose a set, man. You come back after all that time, and you end up losing 25-20 because your toe was on the line. So, set number 1 goes the way of the Edwardsville Tigers. Collinsville has yet to play in a 3-set match, and if they want to pull out a win tonight, they are going to have to do just that. Commercials coming your way, and then we're back with set number 2 here in just a moment on the Kahawk Sports Network. Just because you can cut your own hair doesn't mean you should. The Shop, a great place in Collinsville for men and boys haircuts, is where you should take your hair. The Shop is owned and operated by Collinsville High School graduates Danny Kress and Jody Neiman, and is located at 103 South Seminary Street in Uptown Collinsville. The Shop isn't just another place to get a haircut, as Danny and Jody take great joy in getting to know their clients and look forward to turning those clients into friends. When you sit in a stylish chair at the Shop, Jody and Danny pride themselves on getting to know you well enough to say, the usual? So, men and boys, if you're tired of the same old cookie-cutter approach to haircuts, check out Danny and Jody at the Shop. You may just walk out with not only a fantastic cut, but you may also walk out with a friend. Or two. The Shop in Collinsville, 618-772-7175. No appointment necessary. The Shop, 103 South Seminary in Uptown Collinsville. Calling all sports fans. Looking for a great place to watch the game with your crew? Look no further than the Lucky Fox Sports Bar in Caseyville. The Lucky Fox shows Collinsville Kahawk sports on the big screen, plus UFC fights, boxing, Cardinals and Blues, and all of the NFL games with the NFL ticket and enough TVs that you'll be sure to find the game you want.
And the food? How about Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, plus burgers, sandwiches, pizza, steak, and more, including great drink specials and the coldest brew in town. And don't forget to try your luck at the Lucky Fox Gaming Room. Dine in and catch a game, or order carryout with the Lucky Fox. The Lucky Fox Sports Bar, 1101 Caseyville Road, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Open daily at 11 a.m. Check out the Lucky Fox Facebook page for daily specials. The Lucky Fox, 618-855-9500.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Once again, welcome back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here in Collinsville. Collinsville High School. It used to be called the Greenwood campus when I was going to school here back in the late 70s, early 80s. Because that's when we had two campuses. We had the old school there on Vandalia, which now, you know, just as life is known to throw things at you. I live in the neighborhood across the street from the old high school. That was the Vandalia campus. This was the Greenwood campus. One set in the books. Collinsville trying to avoid a two-set sweep and try to pull out a victory here to force a third and final set. And one final check to make sure all the right players are out on the court. And we look like we are ready to go. Well, now we have to check over on the Edwardsville side. Both liberos check in. Joey Rauch for Collinsville. Tyler Trinka for Edwardsville. Back to serve. Wyatt Blunt for the Tigers. And set number 2 is underway. That's out. Collinsville, same thing they did in the last set, takes a 1-0 lead. Kahawks get to serve. Here is Joshua Zagorski. Zagorski sends it over down the line, and that's out as well. Back-to-back service errors by both teams. And now back to serve is Jacob Geisen for the Tigers. Into the backcourt it goes. Rauch picks it up. Geisen sets it up and off some hands up front. Carl sent it over, and now Edwardsville has to send it over. They do so, picked up by Zagorski. Geisen sets it up behind him for Oliver. Oliver, he sends one down right into the middle, and a nice dig effort there by Jacob Geisen, but it goes out of bounds. And Collinsville back out front by 1, 2-1. Ely will check back in. He'll take the place of Hollis. Collinsville will get to serve, and here is the libero, Joey Rauch. Rauch delivers. It's picked up by Trenka. And then a nice job keeping it alive by Collinsville. Rauch gets it over on the last hit, and a setup on the near side once again. And that was a big-time hit and big-time error for Evan Reed. And we are tied at 2. Zagorski mentioned in the pregame interview that Edwardsville was tall. I think he was talking about their jumping ability. As they get up in the air, man. Marsh sends it over. Geisen sets it up for Ely. He'll just tap it over. And then Edwardsville tries to save it. They do so. Hoffman pushes it over. And now Zagorski back to Geisen over on the far side once again for Carl. Picked up over there by Edwardsville. Here is Hoffman hitting it into the net again. He's done that on a number of occasions here tonight. And Collinsville back out front 3-2. Marsh back to the bench and Trinka back into the game. Here is Robert Freeman checking into the match for the first time tonight. He'll go back to serve. He does so, and Trinka picks it up and set up over here on the near side, and nothing but floor there from Evan Reed. And we're tied at 3. No action for you tomorrow. We're back at the Collinsville Sports Complex on Thursday. Cardinals opening day, and we will have softball for you probably right after the Cardinals game ends, and it's not going to be a nice day. There's one popped up right into the middle, and it hits the scoreboard, and that fools Geisen. And he couldn't adjust in time to save it. Edwardsville up 4-3. Lady Kahawks taking on Alton Thursday afternoon at 4:30. We'll have that game for you. They won big time today, 21-0 over East St. Louis. Here is Hoffman with a serve, and it's picked up by Freeman, moved over by Geisen, and into the back corner it goes. Trinka picks it up. And now Edwardsville has to get it over. They do so. Carl gets it over accidentally, and now a net violation against Collinsville will give Edwardsville the point. Five to 3 in favor of Edwardsville. Hoffman back to serve again. Hoffman into the net. I think he's about even now with net balls and balls hit too hard. Here is Matthew Falby. Falby back to serve for Collinsville. Sends it into the net. Unforced errors will kill you in this game. Evan Reed back to serve. Reed's had a couple of nice kills. Now he gets to serve, and he does so with a knuckleball picked up by Rauch. Geisen moves it over, and it's sent over by Zagorski. Now Edwardsville, their turn to set it up. They do so. It's off the top of the net and out of bounds off of the net, so Collinsville picks up the point. And the Kahawks are back to within one. Tyrone Ely. Saw him play on the JV basketball team this year. He's back to serve. Baseball team just walked in the gymnasium. Off of their 4-3 loss to Belleville West, and a little tip over, and that fooled everybody. Geisen went right through his arms, and Freeman couldn't adjust in time to make the save. And Edwardsville now up by 2 at 7-5. Here's the serve coming from Korecki. It's picked up, and Geisen saves it. And then it's sent over by Hollis. Picked up by Edwardsville. They'll move it over to the near side and off the net. Nice pick up there by Falby. Those off the net balls are kind of hard sometimes, but it doesn't matter as Collinsville couldn't get it over the net. And it ends up into the net, and a 3-point lead for Edwardsville. Korecki back to serve it up again. And that one's into the net. So free point for the Kahawks, 8-6 in favor of Edwardsville. Here is Luke Geisen back to serve. Geisen sends it across, and that's out. Just barely, but it was out. So one free point for Collinsville, one free point for Edwardsville. Serve coming up from Blunt, and Oliver got a hand on it. Little miscommunication there because on his backside was Falby, and they kind of got in each other's way. Edwardsville back up now, 10-6. And another serve into the net. Tell you what, these guys are helping each other out, giving each other some points, but I'm sure the coaches are getting some gray hairs over those serves. Here is Josh Zagorski back to serve. Zagorski sends it into the net. We have volleyballs slamming into the net left and right around here. Here is Geisen. He gets it over, and it's picked up in the back quite nicely. And then Zagorski will punch it over. And a setup in front, and that one is in. It's a nice directional hit by Liam Marsh. And another point for Edwardsville makes it 12-7. Collinsville has had leads in both games if they were early. 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, things like that. But after we start getting up into double digits, Kahawks have a little bit of trouble. Here's a serve. Rauch picks it up, but hits it the wrong way. Last-second decision to move his arms down. Cost him a point. And it's 13-7. Timeout on the court. We will step aside as well, and we'll be back here in just a moment on the Kahawk Sports Network.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
In Collinsville, call Scott Allen at 618-346-1500.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives. So you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, 13-7, set number 2. Edwardsville has a 1-0 set lead, and they lead 13-7 here, and there's another free point. Man, I'm telling you what, there's been about 6 of those in this game, in this set alone, that have been into the net. Ely will check back in for Collinsville. Rauch back to serve. Joey sends it across. Picked up in the middle by Geisen, and then a slam down on a kill shot there by Liam Marsh. And Edwardsville extends their lead to 14-8. Back to serve is Liam Marsh. Picks up a point, gets to serve as well. Zagorski sends it up to Geisen. Geisen over on the far side for Carl. It's a whistle and a net violation against Edwardsville. Gives Collinsville the point. 14-9. Edwardsville in the lead. Here is Robert Freeman once again. Freeman sends it barely over the net. Schrenka picks it up, and another nice kill shot there by John Krecky. He doesn't mess around when he goes airborne, man. 15-9. Tigers in the lead. And a serve from Hoffman coming up. Into the back, Rauch almost mishit it again. Geisen saves his bacon. Zagorski, he sends it over. And then Edwardsville trying to set it up. They hit it a little bit too far. It allowed Ely to get airborne, and Ely knows what to do when he gets enough time to go airborne like that, and Collinsville has climbed back to within 5. Here comes a serve by Carl. It's picked up in the middle by Geisen, and there once again is Krecky with another kill. The boys volleyball program, they don't get much time off between this Southwestern Conference game and their next one, as the boys will be at O'Fallon on Thursday. Geisen saves it. Zagorski tries to kill it. It goes off the top of the net and does the job anyway. So Collinsville, once again, back to within 5, 16-11. Ely back to serve for the Kahawks. And almost into the net. And Edwardsville almost hit it over on the first try, but that was a smoking hot shot there with the volleyball coming at Ely at about 60 miles per hour. And he got a body part on it, but it went the wrong direction. Point belongs to Edwardsville, 17-11 in favor of the Tigers. And here is a serve by Krecky, and off of the hands of Matthew Falby. And straight back. That's not the direction you want that ball to go. 18-11. Collinsville, they need to climb back into this one if they want to send it into a third set. Krecky, he's back to serve up another one. And he gets it across. This time it's picked up by Falby, and Zagorski sends it over. And Zagorski will send it right back over. And a setup over here on the near side. And Rauch picks it up off of the hands of Geisen. And now Zagorski down the sideline. And once again, it goes up in the air, and Zagorski's going to get the setup back. He'll push it down, and Collinsville will pick up a point. They were going to get a net violation point anyway against Edwardsville. But nevertheless, the Kahawks get... No? Oh, well, see, you guys need to start pointing the right direction here. You pointed over to our side, and then you gave the point to Edwardsville. Why is it... Man, what is going on here? Here is Zagorski. Yeah, couldn't get up in the air on that one. And now a setup over here once again, and that one is in bounds off of the hands of Jacob Geisen. And it is now 19-11 in favor of Edwardsville. Korecki back to serve again. Yeah, that one's going the wrong direction as well. Into the crowd. Tony Geisen, she gets to be part of this game as well. Saving her own bacon there. 20-11. Korecki and company, they're eyeing a two-set sweep here. That's a nice ball. That was a knuckleball that barely cleared the top of the net and then sank right after that. 21-11. Timeout on the floor once again, and we will take a break and come back in just a moment here on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? Trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Scott Smith has his Tigers poised to win their first match of the year. Smith, by the way, has guided his teams to 3 regional championships since he took over in 2017. The only time they did not have a regional championship, that was the 2020 season that was canceled. As I mentioned earlier, they are defending Southwestern Conference champions. 13 years of boys volleyball at Edwardsville. And the record for the Tigers, 215 wins, 102 losses, and 1 tie. 84-33 in Southwestern Conference play. They are 5-time Southwestern Conference champions and 9-time regional champions as Collinsville gets a point back. But Kahawks have a long way to go. So 13 years of boys volleyball at Edwardsville. And they have been doing it for a lot longer than Collinsville has. Here's Geisen. He sets it up for Oliver, and Oliver hits it in the back. Hoffman probably saved the ball that was going out of bounds, and it doesn't matter as another kill shot off of the hands of Jacob Geisen will make it 22-12 in favor of Edwardsville. In the back, shoved up front. Geisen sets it up for Zagorski. And it's picked up over there, and now Hoffman tries to get it over. He can't. And yes, he does. Not sure how that one went over. It never did make it across the net, so they gave the point to Edwardsville, and no, they didn't. They gave it to Collinsville. See, you guys keep on pointing in the wrong direction, man. These referees are pointing one way, and they mean another way. Here's Zagorski with a serve, and that one is in. Over the head of Trenka. Collinsville has a long battle back, though. 22-14. They dropped the first set 25-20. And Josh Zagorski back to serve again. This time, Trenka picks it up, and oh, what a nice save there by Geisen, but it goes all the way back up against the wall here. And that was not enough time for Zagorski to get underneath it to send it back the other direction. So Edwardsville 2 points away from a 2-set sweep here in this varsity matchup. And the serve picked up by Rauch. Geisen moves it up, and it's sent over by Zagorski. Edwardsville, they move it over to the near side sideline, and that's a hit that was partially blocked there. Evan Reed gets the point, and the Tigers are 1 point away from wrapping up a 2-set victory here tonight. Back to serve once again, Jacob Geisen. Geisen sends it over. Carl shoves it up. Geisen back to Carl. Sends it into the back, and that one is out, says the backline judge, and Edwardsville wins the second set, 25-14, and they'll win the night 2-0. So that means we transition into our post-game program, brought to you by Cafe Agape in Collinsville, home of the Kahok chicken sandwich. Cafe Agape coming up on their 10-year anniversary. And if you don't know, that's the home of the Kahok chicken sandwich, man. If you haven't tried that thing yet, you've got to try the Kahok chicken sandwich. They offer catering as well, plus some of the best home-cooked food in the area, man. Pork steaks and baked beans and potato salad, and almost all of it is homemade. Give them a call, Cafe Agape, 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. Collinsville loses this one here tonight. 2 sets to none, and the match belongs to Edwardsville. We're back with the post-game program in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a Kahok sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' Kahok sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future. To create your inheritance. To build your vision. To anticipate the known and unknown. And to find potential in both. And build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene with Visionary Wealth Advisors at his new Collinsville office located at 106 North Clinton, or call Brad at 618-467-8420. Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium on Main Street in Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz. And classic rock, it's always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl by the hundreds, plus new releases by new artists as well as reissues by classic artists. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's Record Emporium. There, you can test out all the latest in audio gear, from top-of-the-line speakers to the latest in new turntables, plus amps, streamers, and all of the accessories like needles, belts, and more. While you're there, check out the music-related wall art, as well as t-shirts, record cleaners, and so much more. Plus, if you can't find it at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Come check out Collinsville's only record store, Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in beautiful uptown Collinsville, 618-795-1333, online, richesrecordemporium.com. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside's all-star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Lakeside Roofing, celebrating 50 years of serving the metro area. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, your place for online auctioning. Go to ogleauctions.com to check out the week's items up for auction. Ogle Auctions deals in everyday items like board games, t-shirts, clocks, antique items, and more. To collectible items, anyone in the market for, say, a trolley? Or maybe you're into more treasure troves like vinyl albums, cars, or motorcycles. And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more auctionable items. Ogle Auctions of Collinsville. Auctions every Sunday at 7 p.m. Check them out at www.ogleauctions.com or call Kim or Mike Ogle at 618-218-2117. The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and, of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a Kahawk sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' Kahawk sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you.
And once again, welcome back into the Cafe Agape post-game show here on the Kahawk Sports Network. Collinsville gets swept in two sets tonight, 25-20 and 25-14 to the Edwardsville Tigers. And joining us now is Collinsville head coach Mike Nichols. Coach, a nice close first game, 25-20. You guys made a valiant comeback effort. It was back and forth for a little while. Your thoughts?
I'll tell you what, Southwestern Conference does not get any easier. Edwardsville, yeah, they made some mistakes, but every time they'd make a out-of-bounds serve, we kind of followed up with that same type of mistake. They had a lot of big hitters. We did a pretty decent job blocking in that first set. We were working hard, had some digs, had some good swings, but, man, it's tough to hang with them.
Yeah, I saw there was a lot of those into the net serves, and a couple of them were long on their part of it. But it seemed like once they hit one into the net, you guys got the ball back, you hit it into the net. Man, how frustrating is that for a coach?
It's pretty rough. I tell them, look, we're going to lose points. It's volleyball, but at least make them earn the points. Work hard. If they get a big swing, that is what it is. But make them earn the points, and we gave them a lot tonight. We gave a lot at East last week.
Anything that sticks out in your mind as the toughest thing that get these guys to buy in on?
Front row speed, just trying to be a blocker. There's so many times that they're setting these quick sets that we don't have a blocker in place, and they got a free swing at a pretty open court, and it's tough to pick those balls up.
Talk to me about the one thing I've noticed in the last two matches I've done, Belleville East and then this one, is the opposing team seems to get up in the air, really up there. I mean, I haven't seen that out of your guys yet. Is that one of those things you teach, or is that just a natural born talent?
I think you just need to find some athletic guys. Not saying our guys aren't athletic, but we certainly have seen some pretty tall guys that can really put the ball down.
Yeah, and not only put the ball down, but with some speed and the angle in which it comes with. Joey Rock picked up a couple of those today, man. He did a pretty good job digging out a couple of those. Sure. That's not easy.
He did. I mean, it's tough to get yourself in a position where you're hoping they hit it at you, and that's kind of his job. The libero is not an easy task.
No, it is not, I would imagine. All right, so it doesn't get any easier for you, man. You get a day off, and then you got to go to O'Fallon and play a very good O'Fallon Panthers team. What do you know about them?
They took care of Edwardsville in 2 sets. They played a tournament up in Chicago. They're always going to be a good team. Like I said, our goal is to grind every point and see how many we can score.
I'm pulling for you, man. I'm pulling for you. JV did pull out a win, and at least you got one of the win, or the win against Edwardsville, so that's always nice to see, something to build off of.
Sure, absolutely.
Tell me about the JV game. I know you watched the whole thing. I saw you down there.
JV game did a pretty good job. They kept their serves in bounds. There was definitely some miscommunications, which goes along with new volleyball players. But everybody did a pretty good job of keeping the ball in the court, and especially JV level. If you make less errors, there's a decent chance you're going to win the game.
And that middle set, the one that Edwardsville ended up winning, you guys were down 14-7 in that set and came back and made a game out of it and only lost it by 2 points.
Yeah, that's great. I love seeing the fight in the boys. We've gotten ourselves into some holes this year, and really shows what kind of mentality they have when they can battle back.
All right, well, we got some softball on Thursday, so good luck to you at O'Fallon. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you.
All right, that is Mike Nichols, your Collinsville Kahok head volleyball coach. We will end it with that. Collinsville drops 2 sets tonight, 25-20, 25-14 on the varsity side. JV wins 25-21. They dropped the middle set 25-23, but picked up that third and final win, 15-12. So that's going to do it for us. We have the day off tomorrow. We're back in action Thursday, as I mentioned. Girls softball coming your way from the Collinsville Sports Complex against the Alton Redbirds as conference play gets underway for your Lady Kahok softball team. A big thank you to Josh Zagorski joining me on the pregame show. A big thank you to Mike Nichols joining me on the postgame show. My name is Todd Duke, and until Thursday afternoon, everybody have a fantastic evening.